Hey everyone, welcome to Otaku Talk. It's me, your boy, your host, OD, and today we are going to be reviewing and analyzing chapter 323 of My Hero Academia. Woo, boy. Like I said, I've been saying, I feel like I'm a broken record. I've been saying this like every review, but just back to back to back to back feels of feels on feels on feels on feels of chapters. So yeah, without further ado, I can't wait to get into it. If this is your first time here or you've been here before but you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it as an up and coming YouTuber if you could please like and subscribe, join my League of Otaku, like be one of the first people here, man. It would mean the world to me. I'm really trying my best here. So, do your boy a solid, like, share, subscribe, bang that bell. Without much further ado, let's get into the review.
頑張れそう頑張れ諦めないで口笛吹きさ歩き出そうよ Going now.
All right, guys, chapter 323 of My Hero Academia, One Step. I really like. I'm just so I'm so happy. Like, if for those of you that have been following my channel for a while, you guys have known how blown I've been about like what's been happening with My Hero Academia. I haven't disliked the series, but the direction of like Dark Deku and like him just kind of being a vigilant, not vigilant, but he has his license and whatnot. He's legally allowed to do, not being a vigilant. Just Lone Ranger Deku was not the move for me. This series has never been about like a Lone Ranger, a solo hero, putting the world on his back, things on his own. Deku is not that kind of character. He's not written that way. So like each chapter where he was just kind of on his own, like at first it was cool, right? When we first see Deku like kind of like doing things on his own, handling things on his own, like it was cool. But then eventually like it just didn't feel right. And that's just because of the way the character is written, the way the mangaka has done the story. We built a rapport with both Deku and like how the story is written, and we could just feel that this ain't right. Something doesn't sit well with me. Uh this just isn't how it's supposed to be. And now we're getting kind of a return to normalcy, right? And we're getting back all these characters that we loved. Like this is one of those things where like how you have a movie and then you have some movies that they just follow like a main character, and then you have certain movies where like it's an ensemble cast where like each and every member of the cast, like they make the movie. They're what makes it great. This is one of those situations where it's not just Deku. It's all of Class A. We care about all of them, and we want to see all of them succeed. We want to see all of them grow. We want to see how they all play, how compatible they are with each other. That, in my opinion, is what My Hero Academia is all about, and it's just really like, whew, sigh of relief to see us getting back to the. Anyway, there's so much happening in this chapter. We're just gonna we're gonna start with the security system. So last review, I was kind of a head ass and I made fun of the security system. Basically, we were told last chapter that like, oh, we spruced up the security system, and I, begrudgingly, sarcastically was like, yeah, whatever. We've heard that before, that before. I'm like, this is a flag. This is pretty much a flag where the villains are going to show up again and break into play. But no, it's as if like Nezu or the mangaka heard me and they're like, nah, son, you really fortified this. And they literally spent page after page after page talking about every measure they took to fortify and secure this spot. And it wasn't just simply we made like super strong, bro. The lengths they went to protect this school, I sat back and I was like, all right, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Now, does that mean that the villains aren't going to break in? No, absolutely not. They're still going to get in, but it's going to set up for so many things. So first of all, we're told that like the entire plot of land has been broken up, divided into sections that are freely moving, go underground. So no matter where they approach from, no matter where they break in from, the civilians and heroes and whatnot can be moved around, switched around, sent to different locations. That is perfection. We have that there's 3,000 feet of like steel walls in place, and they're all separated, right? And I love how they brought up Shigaraki, because if they were all connected, they were just one giant solid block of 3,000 steel, it wouldn't stop Shigaraki, because all he has to do is just decay the whole thing. So this is actually a lot smarter by keeping all these pieces like disjointed and whatnot. They can freely move stuff. He destroys one wall, but then there's another wall there. It's just not constantly going. He has to stop, break this one, stop, break this one. It's just going to be a hassle for the villains to get there. I just like, I can't even get into like the exact specifics of every single thing they did, but all I know is that, yeah, it is not going to be an easy feat for the villains. Yeah, the civilians don't have a lot to worry about. Their safety has taken precedence over everything going on right now. So that's great. And something that I'm super excited for, the coolest part that I read, and that I think a lot of people might sleep on, probably not. Maybe I'm giving myself too much credit and you guys not enough credit. But we're told that here. I want to find the specific line so that I don't butcher it. But we are told that it is also possible to relocate multiple heroes via the connected route to their school. So two things that means for me personally. First of all, that's incredible, because we're told that Way is in what, Shiketsu is in the west. So they are completely on opposite sides of the country, or the location of where they are, right? And so that means that for this entire process that Nezu, by the way, bankrolled the entire thing. This is like a multi-billion-dollar project that he has done. Like, he is no joke, has taken full responsibility over everything that has happened, despite, honestly, let's be real, this not being his fault. And like, all the shit that the heroes are getting is completely unwarranted and unfair. But at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where someone has to take responsibility. Someone has to step up to the plate. Someone has to take the blame. And Nezu has decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take the fucking blame for it. You can put it all on me. I don't care. At the end of the day, what I care about is the safety of society as a whole, and the safety of my students. And that's all he cares about. So like, screw money, screw all that stuff. His bankroll this entire thing, but has somehow created tunnels and passageways that connect the schools that are on complete opposite ends. So that is dope. But the coolest part to me is the fact that they are going to be able to send heroes to UA. I doubt that there's going to be a situation where the people have to go to Shiketsu, but that is going to be super important. So we're going to get reinforcements and allies from this other school that is just at UA's level, and they're going to come here. So we're going to see a bunch of heroes and characters that we haven't seen in a while, that were super cool, that were super awesome in the final confrontation. And also, yes, it is looking like, it is very looking like the final confrontation will take place in UA. This will be the final battlegrounds, and we're going to see some really amazing fights in terms of we're gonna see stuff like heroes taking villains with them and having individual fights via these transportation panels. You're gonna see moments where they try to they're gonna group civilians here, move them away here. You're gonna have one-on-ones, maybe twos. Maybe in moments of danger when a certain hero is losing or outnumbered, you're gonna see a hero from Shiketsu show up and aid them. We're gonna see some cool wombo combos, some combination attacks, just some really, really cool, intricate ideas. We're gonna see robots. Like, we're gonna see some really. The mangaka is doing all this entire chapter was the mangaka doing a phenomenal job of just setting up the future of My Hero Academia, the last confrontational fight between One for All and All for One. And I could not be any more here for it. I am super excited. This is really dope, right? So yeah, that's all I want to say in terms of like in terms of the defense. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is the fact that he specifically says Shiketsu is almost at the level of UA in terms of defense. I thought that was funny. I know that it's not like intentional, or and he's not trying to be a dick, but obviously one, like he can't of probably can't afford or like have the time or the means to make them at the same level of defense as UA. Also, it doesn't make sense because most of the danger is going to be at UA itself, simply because that's where the wielder of one for all is going to be, so that it makes more sense to focus and prioritize fortifying that location. But I just think it's funny that like we'll hook you up, but we're gonna have the best. So that's enough of that part. That was a really cool part. Like I said, that was just the mangaka letting us know, like, no, 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 yes, yes, UA has been broken into before. Yes, we said that UA had, the greatest defenses and whatnot, and that has been shown to like not really pan out. But like this time, like, nah, you guys need to understand this. We took every possible. Does that mean that they're like infallible, uninvadable? Hell no. Like obviously, like I just said, the final fight is going to take place here, but it's going to leave a lot of room for UA to control how they handle the villains coming in, how they break up the fights, how they protect the civilians, how they address situations as they. So I'm very hyped for that. So the next part of this entire chapter was all about civilians' reaction to Deku being. And I thought it was hilarious how you have I was gonna say Lita again. I got a Stern talking to him. He was very nice about it, but I had a subscriber tell me it's Aida or Aida. I go Aida, and so I will out of respect for him and the rest of the community pronounce his name. And basically Aida was saying, yeah, I really think that the civilians will, with all the measures taking place, will be okay with like us bringing back Deku. And then you flash flash forward to the panel with all the civilians being like, hell no, why the hell is Deku here? And I'll be real with all of you, I could not be a hero right now, bro. I would have gone up there, cuss them a motherfuck out, bro. I would have been like, you guys are fucking selfish assholes. Are you serious? Like, as scared as you guys are, you're not the targets. You're not the targets of All for One. Deku is. Deku has been under constant. He's been putting the world on his back, on his shoulders. He has been protecting you. And I love during the whole course of this entire chapter, they just show various people, throughout the course of the series that Deku has saved. And just like, honestly, I'm kind of mad at them. I'm kind of mad at them for not being like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like to the people around them. Like, he saved me, he protected me, all this stuff. And I know some of the people in that damn crowd have probably been protected by Deku. And so it just made me livid how they could act and behave like this. Don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, these people are human, right? They're subjected to succumb to fear, and that's just human nature. But like, for not a single one of them, like, I know the heroes are, but not a single one of the civilians to just be like, hey yo, chill. Like, one, he's protected us all. Two, like, can you imagine what he's going through? Can you literally imagine what he's going through? But no, like, everyone's just kind of in it for themselves. Can't put anything like past how their fear, their concerns, their rationale. And like, I get it to a degree. Don't get me wrong. Like, I know I'm like bashing them right now, but I do understand that, hey, they were brought to UA for their protection, and now they're being told, hey, that guy that the scariest, biggest main villain in the entire series is after. Yeah, we're bringing him here. So yeah, we're basically bringing a trouble magnet to the facility that we said was going to protect you. I get it. I get it. But like, you have to understand that, like they were saying, like, he deserves this. He's been busting his butt. He left to protect you guys. He needs a break. He's been putting like I don't know, I'm getting worked up. I'm getting worked up over a fictional character. But like, it really does evoke those emotions in me. And I was just super livid in just how these assholes are behaving. I guess it's easier to say. Maybe if I was going through the situation, I would be like them too. We have situations in real life where we're easy to blame our government on stuff, easy to blame our police on stuff, sometimes warranted, sometimes not. So it's just one of those situations. But man, it got me riled up because like I said in my last review, this reminds me a lot of Death Arms, where like he was one of the nicest heroes, always was he was described as always being one of the first people on the front lines, always doing his best for people. You see a moment where like, he had to like hold up not a building, but some heavy thing to protect people. Like he lived for this shit. Lived to be a hero and like protect people. And just the sheer amount of hate that the superhero community was getting from the civilians that they were protecting forced him into retirement. It forced him into retirement. And some people might say that's a bitch move. He's a bitch for that. But like, I get it. I get that like the people that you are solely going out of your way to protect and look after and do things for, when they turn against you, how that motivation can go, how you can no longer want to do it. And it's not on some pettiness. It's not him being petty, like, well, fuck you guys, defend yourself. It's like, damn, like how you really feel. Like I've lost friends, I've lost family. I put my life on the line time and time again. When things were hard, when things were tough, I plus ultra'd, I pushed through. But like times when times are tough for you guys, you immediately cave. Like, are these the kind of people I want to protect? Get that. I totally get that viewpoint. So yeah, best genus, comes up. I just love these heroes because at the end of the day, they're all just trying their best to do what the civilians want, and they're taking responsibility. And best genus shows up and he's like, "Hey man, this is my idea. Listen up." Deku went out on his own accord to protect you guys, basically saying what I was just saying a little bit ago. Left to protect you guys. However, couldn't last long. He's on his last legs. A break in order to best protect everyone. And if he left out there any longer, he would have definitely died, right? The moment where we look out at the crowd, there's silence, and then immediately like, no, fuck that. We don't give a fuck. Blah blah blah. The whole world is in shambles right now, and it's because of you guys. Blah blah blah. They are literally not trying to hear anything. They're not trying to hear anything. And that's when Best Girl Uraka shows up, goes Okaku, and she shows up. She goes out there, and she's basically like, "Hey, listen up. Deku has a really special ability, and that's why he's here right now." They're like, "That's even more reason why he shouldn't be here right now." And she's like, "No, listen up. He has a special ability. He's out there. He's been busting his ass. Hold on, let me figure out what I want to go from." Okay, yeah. So basically, she goes and says, "Look, he didn't choose to come here. We dragged him back. We dragged him back. If it was on his own, by his own like merit or whatever, he would still be out there. You guys need to understand this. This isn't him being lazy. It's not him trying to take a break. You guys are really like, for people that aren't doing anything, and I'm sure this is how the military feel about civilians that chastise and criticize them all the time. And I'll be real, I kind of do that as well, depending on the situation. But they're like, bro, we go out there, we fight, and we protect all these freedoms that you guys have. The reason you guys are able to bitch and moan and complain all that shit is because of the dirty work that we do. And that's what she basically says. She also goes on to say that, look, there is no beating one for all without, sorry, all for one without Deku. And if he dies, all of this, we're all screwed. You guys need to understand that. If Deku dies, we are all screwed. Humanity's last chance at beating this villain is gone. And all this complaining and moaning that you guys have the ability to do, that you can afford to do because we are out here putting in work, you're just gonna be what slaves to the new world order. That's just it. And then I love another thing she says. This really hit me. This really impacted the mess out of me. She says, Deku, and then she stops. She's like, Midoriya Izuku, he has a special power, but he's not a special person. Now, some of you might be like, he is a special person. He's an MC. He does blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like, try to have some nuance with it, right? he's basically what she's saying is he's at the end of the day, he's still a human. You guys see heroes as these fallible figures on pedestals. But at the end of the day, everyone is a human. Back to the death arms thing. Everyone is humans. They still feel, they bleed, all that stuff. They still have emotions. And at the end of the day, he's as scared as all of you guys, but he that fear to stand up and do what is right. And we are trying to do what is right, and we're just not going to let him go out there and suffer just to make you guys feel comfortable, just to placate you assholes. No, we're not going to do that. And that's what makes her best girl. I just love the fact that she says that. And it's just taking she says that, I understand. And this is why I'm glad she went up there, because I couldn't do it. Certain other people couldn't do it, because if they went up there, they would have probably been yelling at them, and that would have just caused, more contention. That would have just caused more clash and fight. She's like she's trying to do this thing, trying to be the middle ground and see it from everyone's point of view. But she's like, we get that you're scared, but it's the first steps. Taking the first steps are always the hardest, right? But this will lead to the birth of a true hero, one that might even surpass all might. And so we just need you guys to bear with us. And she's just trying her best to give them context. Now, I have no delusion that 100% of everyone is going to be happy. That's just insane to believe. Not going to happen. Everyone's not going to be happy with. That's just how it is. But I do think that she's not only did she reach out to a few civilians that are more reasonable and logical than others, but I do think that she inspired all the people that Deku has personally saved step up and spread his word and be like, yeah, Deku did XYZ for me. Deku, blah, blah, blah. I thought I was dead and Deku showed up. Deku didn't have to, blah, blah, blah. I saw Deku break his fucking arms and his legs to save my ass. So, like, I really think this kind of thing is up. So, I think what we're gonna have is next chapter. We're gonna have another chapter of um, we get to see the civilians hopefully coming to terms with it. What I just said, like right now, where we're gonna have the people that Deku has saved also spreading his gospel and being like, "Hey, this is what he's done for me." All those people talking, and so that's what I think next chapter will be about. And then I think after that, we're finally gonna get back on track in terms of preparation for Deku finally being able to get some rest, some sleep, planning for the then event, the infiltration of. Great chapter. Super excited. Sorry I was like yelling and hype. Like this is the kind of review I like to do. Sometimes I'll write notes or whatnot, but sometimes I'll just go off the dome from the heart. And because this chapter really invoked that kind of emotion in me. And I feel like let me know. But for you, feel like did you feel like the impact of this chapter and the emotions that were like flowing out? Because I really did. I can't wait to see this, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And I think it's obvious that the mangaka has a lot in store. I'm gonna leave it here for now. I feel like I missed like one or two things. Fuck it. Um, I'm happy with what I said. But anyway, if you haven't, please do me a solid. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bang that bell. Would appreciate it. Join my League of Otaku. I'm just so trying to make things. I would love for this year. I really want to put in a lot of work. I build up an audience and I can like monetize this. The sooner I can give you guys just for quality content, and branch out into others, devote more time towards doing more theory and less off the dome and more like way. This has been Otaku Talk. I'm your host, OD. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I will see you